Yo, happy Thursday, everybody. Today is tax day, Thursday, April 15th, 2021, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in California. And I am talking to you today about part 4, how to use an effective outline when you are writing your first book. Today is about the conclusion. I already went through the introduction, the body, the thesis, and now today we're going to dig deep into the conclusion. What goes in it, how you do it, why it's important, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you are here because you want to learn how to use an effective outline to write your first book, you are in the right place. If you have a friend, a colleague, a family member who needs this information, tag them now because I am live. However, if you're watching this after the fact, then you need to go ahead and share this. You can get this as a link. Click it. Copy it, paste it, save it, share this with someone who needs this because this information is crucial for you, okay? So I'll give you a second. Go get your pen, go get a piece of paper, get your phone, whatever you need to take notes, get it now. I'm going to go ahead and take a drink of water so that my voice can be clear and concise. And we could jump right into this material. So I'm going to review what we've been talking about for the past 4 days. But even before I review, I'm going to go over my notes and I'm going to introduce myself, okay? So who am I? Who is this lady talking to you and just like yelling at you, trying to get you to understand how important an outline is? Let me just preface it by saying hello, hi. Welcome into my world. Welcome to my atmosphere. Welcome to my universe. My name is LT, also known as Latasha Jimerson. My clients call me LT, the buddy teacher, because as I'm working with you, we're becoming friends, we're becoming buddies, but I'm still able to crack the whip when I need to, okay? So I am an author, a teacher, a book coach. By trade, I am a history teacher. I started in 2003 teaching middle school. 2016, I went up to high school. I've taught online. I've taught in person. I've taught students with special needs. I've taught students with learning disabilities. I've taught students who know other languages as their first language, and English is not their first language. I have taught first grade for a summer. Yeah, I did that. Check that off. I've taught adults self-publishing. So I've done a lot of teaching for the past 18 to 20 years. And it's been a roller coaster ride and I love it and I wouldn't change it for the world, right? So that is my trade. My degrees are in criminal justice and history and education. I have 4 college degrees, right? Why do I say that? Not to impress you, but to impress upon you how important it is to be skilled at your craft, to own your craft and to study, okay? My favorite things to do are to read and to write and to listen to other people's stories and to speak publicly, right? That is what I love to do. That's what I get paid to do. It's a beautiful life, y'all. It's a beautiful life. I'm living my best life. Who else? What else do I do? I am the best-selling author of the book Visibility, which teaches you how to sell from the stage, speak from the stage, serve people from the stage, and get out of hiding. Get in front of people so they can see you shine like you were meant to do. Okay? So that book just went number 1 on Amazon in February in the area of business coaching and leadership. I am blessed, I am honored to be on a platform with 24 other speakers teaching you how to exist from the stage, because life is a stage and you are the main attraction. So embrace it, love it, live it, be it. Okay? What else do I do? I am also a course creator. I have a university with over 21 different courses. My most popular course is the self-publishing course. It's called the New Authors Workshops, where I take writers and I transform them, with their permission, into authors within 90 days or less. We go through a process that I call click, click, boom. We get them published in 90 days. No excuses, no fluff, no nothing, no nonsense. Just getting the book done, right? So that's just a little bit about me and what I do. Welcome into the building. I am a troubleshooter. I am an editor. I am a book formatter. I am a coach. There's a lot of things that I do. But what you need to know right now is, if you're thinking about writing a book in any kind of form, if you're curious, you just want to know the process, it's definitely imperative. First of all, go to my YouTube channel. Hopefully somebody sent this to you from YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, LT the Buddy Teacher, and click that subscribe button so that you can get every single training that I do from now until infinity and beyond, okay? Do that first. If you love listening, okay, you're a podcast person, I got something for you too, boo. Go to Anchor, the Anchor app, anchor.fm. I have the Anchor app on my phone. I create my podcast episodes from my phone. So if you're a podcast person, you want to go listen to the Tall Cup of Confidence podcast. That is me, yours truly, LT the Buddy Teacher. If you're on Facebook and you want a community of authors, coaches, educators, speakers who will wrap their arms around you in the virtual world and give you love and support and hope and abundance and peace and happiness and joy. If you want that kind of stuff, go to 2021 Publishing for authors, coaches, educators, and speakers. We are the aces, okay? Like the ace of spades, the ace of hearts, the ace of diamonds. That's who we are on Facebook, okay? You can hit me up. I'm on Twitter, LT the Buddy Teacher. I'm on Instagram, LT the Buddy Teacher. I'm on LinkedIn, Latasha Jimerson. I'm on Facebook, Latasha Jimerson. Get into my world, stay in my circle, because we got all kinds of good stuff coming up, y'all. We got all kinds of freebies. We got all kinds of discounts. There's so many things that you can do when you're connected to the right people, okay? So stay connected. All right, here's the next part of what I want to do. I want to tell you exactly so that you can get laser focused, because I want to tell you who this is for and who this is not for, okay? First of all, I deal with nonfiction authors, which means we write stories that happened in real life. Like, real life is so cool, y'all. You can't make this stuff up. I don't care how hard you try, how much imagination you got, you can't make up real life. It's just amazing. So I deal with non-fiction authors who are writing their first book, okay? The first book can be your worst book if you don't know what you're doing. And so my mission and vision in life is to get authors where they are and take them from 0 to 60 real quick, so that they understand the process of self-publishing, they understand the mindset behind self-publishing, and they understand the lesson of self-publishing, because there's a lot going on in the self-publishing world. And if you're not up to speed, you will get lost in the weeds. Okay? I love the alliteration. I just rhyme, y'all. I just rhyme all the time, and I can't even understand why. All right, so who else is this for? Non-fiction authors, and this is your first book, okay? Or this could be your second book, but this is the book that you really want to promote. So this is your first time promoting a book. It's your first time launching a book, okay? Who else is this for? Someone who already has pages and pages of words typed on the computer. You've already typed it, but you don't know what to do next. I got you, boo, okay? This is also for people who have notes on paper, scattered, like sticky notes, like loose leaf paper, like journals, 75-page notebooks. Like, you got all these pages and pages everywhere, and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to get organized. That's me. I got you. That is my zone of genius. organizing thoughts into a book. That's what I do all day long and twice on Sunday. The next group is the person that has no content, nothing on paper, nothing in a notebook, nothing anywhere except for up here. Okay? I can talk to you and I can get your ideas out painlessly. I can get you to write and get you to flow painlessly, effortlessly. So if you know that you need help with this, you need to type in the chat right now, LT, this talk is for me. Okay? So if you have pages that you've typed, I can help you. If you have some things that are scattered, I can help you. If you have nothing but stories in your head, I can help you too. Okay? So share this with somebody who needs it. Type down in the chat, hey LT, this talk is for me. If you're watching this after the fact on a replay, congratulations. Somebody who shared this with you loves you, and they know that you need this, and this is going to help you so much. So again, if you haven't done this yet, grab a pen, grab a paper, because we about to get into the nitty-gritty teaching. And I'm about to share with you the best content from my courses. I mean, some of this stuff my clients don't even know yet, because this is content that is fresh, hot, off the presses. Like, this is stuff that has been 5 years in the making, because I've been doing this for 5 years now, since 2016. And I've been learning so much about writing and reading and publishing and building a business and teaching and learning and serving, right? So it's time to get some notes, y'all. It's time. I'm about to get into the nitty gritty, and here we go. Boom. The first thing I want to do is tell you guys a little quick story about what happened to me in 2004 when I was teaching at a middle school, and I had a wonderful buddy teacher. That's why I call myself the buddy teacher, because I've always been surrounded by buddy teachers who have influenced me and changed my life. So one buddy teacher changed my life so much. Like, I love her. I owe this lady millions, okay? As soon as I get up there at the top, with all my other friends that are at the top, I owe this lady $1 million. I promise. Because she was such a humble soul, such a beautiful, nice person. And she told me, and she said, hey, you have some good ideas. I think you should get published. And I said, what? I was like in my 4th year teaching. I was like, I don't have anything to say. All these different excuses, right? Instead of just stepping up to the plate and saying, okay, how can you help me? How do I do it? I don't know. I'm scared, right? Instead of saying all that, I made up all these excuses. She said, I will help you publish. She had a PhD, right? And she's a scientist, brilliant woman. She said, it's not that difficult. I can help you. If you have someone helping you, it's okay. You'll live. Of course, I procrastinated for about 12 years. Right? And that the seed that she planted in my mind was ruminating and growing for 12 years. And I finally called her, because she's still my friend. She forgave me for procrastinating. She said, you ready? You have content? I'll read it. I was like, are you sure? She's like, yes, give it to me. Send it to me now. I'll read it. She had time, right? She was so gracious and so wonderful with her time, and I'm so grateful for that. And she read it, and she edited it, and she helped me format it, and we worked on it together. And it was a summer project, because we're both teachers, so we ain't got time for that any other time. So we produced a book at the end of the summer in the year, I think it was 2016, and then I didn't publish it till 2017, because I was still scared, and I was still like worried about people's criticism. I thank that teacher. That was my buddy teacher. I'm so gracious. She changed my life. I published that book. People were coming out of the woodworks from work, from, previous job sites, people on Facebook that are like, where have you been? What have you been doing? Because I was like a turtle in a shell. I would just go teach and then go home and then teach and then go home and not really take my head out and breathe. And I wouldn't really connect with people. Like, I was not visible. I was invisible. And so people bought the book and they were like, wow, that was pretty awesome. When are you going to write your next book? And I was like, do you know how hard that was to write that one? Like, I'm not writing another book. And then another seed was planted and I wrote another book and another book and another book. And now I'm on book number 8. And I don't really see myself stopping because it's such a amazing addiction, and it's like a creative process. Once you know how to do it, you want to do it again and you want to show people, and it's so amazing and it's so fun. So that's just a quick little story about the 12 years that I procrastinated and didn't get it done. Please don't do that. Don't even wait 12 minutes. If you know that you know that you know that your soul knows that this is for you, you need to get this done now, and I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? All right, so let's get into this. Today we're talking about the conclusion, but I'm going to review day 1, 2, 3, because today's 4, day 4. Day 1, 2, and 3 was all about setting the stage for today, right? So I talked to you about how to use an effective outline. By the way, I have an effective outline that I use in my courses, which is brilliant, right? Because I created it. But you can literally Google, you can go online, go anywhere, and you can find an effective outline to use for your book. It's the same 5-paragraph essay outline that you use to create a 5-paragraph essay. Don't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a persuasive essay or autobiographical essay. It doesn't matter. If it's a 5-paragraph essay and you have an outline with a thesis and a body and a conclusion, it will work. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy anything to make this thing work. Literally, I built my entire business on nothing. Literally, I wrote my books without any help, which I would not recommend, but it is doable. You don't have to spend money to get this book done, okay? You don't. But if you want to save time and you want to save energy and you want to save some frustration and some heartache, then you will hire a person who knows what they're doing so that you can get it done and you won't have to bump your head so many times like I did, fumbling around in the dark, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work, right? I know what works. Okay, so you need to use an outline for your book. Your outline has to be an explicit outline. You don't want a bare bones outline. You want a detailed, explicit outline that gives you explicit details on what you're supposed to write, so that when you start zooming through these chapters, all you do is look to the left, you look to the right, you read your outline, you flow. You look to the left, you look to the right, you read your outline, you flow. Okay, that's it. So your outline has to have an introduction. In the introduction, you need a hook. Every good book has a good hook. It's the thing that says bam and punches you in the eye and says you need to read this. Boom, right? I told the story about the car accident. Crash. If that happens at the beginning of the movie, you are going to watch that movie. Okay? If the movie starts out with a really hot and steamy sex scene, you're going to watch that movie because you want to find out what's going on. Okay? So you have a hook, you have a thesis. Your thesis has 3 main points. You might have 4 or 5 main points. It's all up to you. But you need to have at least 3 main points that go inside of your thesis. And your thesis goes a little something like this. Hit it. My book is about exercise. Exercise is one of the most powerful things you can do for your mind, body, soul, spirit. Exercise is good for your mind because exercise is good for your body because exercise is good for your soul, your spirit, your heart because. These are all the reasons why exercise are good. Okay, that's your thesis. Now, your body, yada, 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 yada. Okay, so your first chapter should be about your first main point, because you've already done your introduction, you've already done your thesis. Your first main point goes in that first chapter. It should take up about 2 or 3 or maybe 4 chapters. Then your next main point goes in the next few chapters. Then your last main point goes in the last few chapters. And then you do your conclusion. Okay? That leads me to where we are today. Your conclusion is going to wrap up your book and put a bow on it and say, magnifique, masterpiece. It is done. It is over. It is written, right? Your book should be about 50 pages or it should be 100 pages. You need to decide that on day one. It's either going to be 5 chapters or it's going to be 10 chapters. You need to make that determination as the author immediately. You don't wait and see what happens. Wait and see is a recipe for failure. Flying by the seat of your pants is a recipe for disaster. Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. Walk away. All right. So people who work with me, they end up telling me that, oh my gosh, LT, you helped me get so organized. That's my zone of genius. Oh my gosh, you helped me to get confidence to actually put this out into the world because you made sure that it made sense. That's what I do. You helped me heal from childhood trauma. Whoa, I didn't plan that, but that's what people say I do. You helped me resolve issues with bad teachers who told me that my ideas weren't important. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that, but that's what I do. You helped me to press go and publish. That's what I do. You helped me to launch and celebrate my success. That's what I do, folks, all day long and twice on Sunday. That's the love of my life right there, is to help people celebrate their success. It's important. It's a priority. Okay? So let's go over this one more time. Your conclusion is going to be a restatement of your thesis. So the way you start is the way you end. If you have a strong conclusion, that's because you had a strong introduction with a hook and a thesis and a body yada 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 with some examples and graphs and charts and quotes. And you could put in there, messages from other authors if you want to, or you could just go by whatever your expertise is and put in some data to back up and support your claims. Your thesis is the claim, right? It's the exercise thing. If I was an exercise guru, I'd say exercise is super important because, and I would list all these reasons why. And in the conclusion, I would say, as you can see, in closing, in summary, to wrap it up, right? I'm going to tell you what I already told you. I'm going to tell you again to make sure that you know that I delivered on my promise. And once you deliver on your promise, you are done, honey. Okay? The last step that you want to do after you conclude and wrap everything up and you restate your thesis, the last thing you absolutely want to do is make sure that you give people a way to get a hold of you. If you loved reading this book, this is the marketing part of your book, which people don't really teach in their courses. You tell people, if you want to reach out to me, you can join my community. You tell them in the book, this is a community that I created of people who are like-minded, and this is how you join for free. You let them know what's free. You let them know what's not free, so that people are aware of how to connect with you. They want to learn more. If they read the entire book up to the conclusion, they're excited and they want to know more. Okay? So you want to tell them, I have a community. This is how you become a part of my community. I have a course. This is how much the course is. Or if you don't want to state the price, whatever. I have a podcast. You definitely want to check out my podcast, and here's where you go. I have a YouTube channel, and you definitely want to stay connected on YouTube. You do all of this stuff, right? Because you want to continue the relationship and the conversation, because your readers want to read from you. They want more from you, okay? All right, so if you love this training and you want more of these trainings, you definitely want to take advantage of the deal. It's a steal of a century. I am only doing this once a year. This is my new beta course for 2021. It is my other courses on steroids, because I know a lot of people are very pressed for time and they want to get things done even faster than normal, right? So my normal pace is 90 days, but I've had authors finish in 60 days and even 30 days, okay? Depending on where you are in your manuscript. If you don't know what a manuscript is, I have videos on that. You need to go back and check out those old videos on manuscripts, okay? There was a 7-part series. One of the days is just about manuscripts, so go back to that. You need to get into my beta course, which is starting in a couple of weeks. I have one person that's already enrolled. I have 9 spaces left for 9 authors who are writers, but you're authors in your heart and you want to get your story out now, like this summer, like June 1st, like you want to be published by June 1st. I have a system for you. I have a framework for you, okay? I have it all organized. It's already set up. There's nothing for you to think about. It's just for you to sign up, start writing, and go. That's it, okay? So what does this beta course include? I've been talking about this beautiful, effective outline. The first thing you get access to is the outline with how to do the hook, with how to do the thesis, with how to do your introduction, your main points, your conclusion. We dig deep. Okay, that's the first thing we do. Then I take you through how to write, and that's where the coaching comes in. I'm the coaches with the mochas. The mochas, okay? I'm going to coach you through your writing process. If you're having some issues with your writing, I'm going to help you fine-tune that. Before we put anything out into the world, we want to make sure that it's perfect. We want to make sure it's perfect enough, okay? And I'll tell you about that phrase in just in a second. Or maybe I won't because we don't have time. So you're going to get the book outline. You're going to get the book coaching. You're going to get the book editing and the formatting, which is a huge investment, okay? The book editing and formatting is the biggest thing that you will ever spend time and money and energy on, but it is so worth it, okay? You will get access to the book template. Your book will be done, all right? In the beta course, your book will be done. It will be finished. You will be able to take that book and hand it to a screenplay, a playwright, an audiobook producer, a television series producer, a traditional publishing house. Wherever you want to take that manuscript, you take it because it will be high quality and it will be done in a jiffy, okay? That's my zone of genius. Okay, if you want to be a part of this, put a message down in the chat box that says, LT, this class is for me. If you're watching this on replay, send me an email that says, LT, that beta course is for me. LTthebuddyteacher@gmail.com. If you want to know the prices, go to myfirstbook.org, go to the product page. The prices are there. If you want to book a call to talk about your book idea to see if it's something worth pursuing right now in 2021, go to myfirstbook.org, book a call with me. Schedule a call. We'll sit down over virtual coffee. We'll talk about what it is that you need to be doing right now, what your next steps are, if you and I are a good fit. Okay? Because once again, I work with nonfiction authors who are the first time, this is their first book out the door. They're not sure. Okay, sorry about that. The phone was overheating because I was inside the car with the door closed. And it was like, it's too hot up in here. So anyways, if you know that you know that you know that you know, you need to be in my beta course because you've been watching me teach and it makes sense to you, it's clicking, then you need to go ahead and go to myfirstbook.org and book a call with me. Get on my calendar for next week. I think I have a couple spots open for next week. This beta course will close in the next few days because people will get in here and spots will fill up. So if I were you, I wouldn't wait anymore. I would go ahead and go to my website, myfirstbook.org, book a call with me, put your email in there. There's a little application to fill out. Fill it out. I will contact you with the next steps. Have a great day. Bye now.